just browsing the web really, and YouTube and things like that. And this is a haven for rock climbers and people. And it's a geological treasure apparently. You can see all the different rock formations in the walls here. Not that I know many of them, but...
So the West Mandip Way totally missed the trick by not bringing us this way. They made us go on the boring road.
Ah, well. Good job you bumped into me then, eh? You don't mind being on YouTube, do you?
The three goddesses
Yeah. On their way to Glastonbury.
way to Glastonbury, absolutely.
Well, I wish I could tell you all about the rock formation, but I can't.
Are you a climber? Are you going to come and climb?
No. What I like doing, I like checking out caves.
Alright, do you?
But I don't like going in them. I like checking out the entrances and finding them because they're all tucked away, you know. And they have different styles of entry. Not like that, you know. That's just a little thing.
Wasn't the one in France discovered by someone who was a wine taster? They smelt the air coming, it was different, and that's how they discovered all those incredible caves in France. By just walking past and saying, this is different.
Yeah. There's definitely a cool breeze that comes out of them. Yeah. You know, you can tell when they go somewhere because of that draft, you know.
You know the ones up in Ingleton and all those caves in Yorkshire?
I can't say I know them. I have seen a few glimpses on YouTube of them, and they are absolutely stunning, some of them, aren't they? Yeah. I think that was it.
We were in South Africa, Robin, there'll be all the Bushman paintings up here. Yes.
Okay, I've been to Rhodesia when it was Rhodesia.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and Bulawayo, and you have all of that
yeah.
ancient man artifacts there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, I'm from that part of the world.
Are you? Oh, well, your accent gives it away, doesn't it? Let's just have a little look here. Someone's been burning rocks. Well, it's still quite fascinating, isn't it? This must be the old, where they dug it out then, if it is a quarry.
Yeah.
And then they would have exported all the limestone to make the roads. That's what the lady at the quarry told me today.
Yeah.
So they were aggregates for the underlying part of the road. So they were very hard, and whereas you want a softer top in, you know. Nice faces though, aren't they?
Oh, that was amazing trees all around.
Well, I suppose we can either go back the way you came, which was on the road, or back through that way. I suppose that was the better way, wasn't it?
So that was a gate down there. Oh, that's the way we saw that entrance. When we were on the road, there was I'm assuming it's that gate that came up here.
Yeah, and then
then that goes back onto the road that we came over.
That's right, where I met you, right down the end there. Yeah. And that passes the working quarry. So you can either go back that way, but you've already done that route, so you might as well go back this way. Yeah.
Yes, it'd be nice.
The tractor marks there, aren't they? Very nice. You got your ropes with you?
Well, you don't need them at a Goddess Festival. So
Don't you?
well, if we do, we haven't got them. Got a nice axe, crampons.
I don't know who in their mind would want to climb up here, but people do.
Oh.
Especially when it kind of comes out over you, doesn't it? You got to go off at an angle like that.
I've never enjoyed rock climbing. Have you tried those sandy rocks down in Kent where you have to, you climb with practically bare feet in Plymouth? Someone once took me there. It's terrifying.
And those people who climb without ropes and then camp halfway up the cliff.
There's a rope up there, look, you can see it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the person on the other end.
Well, it's broken, so they must have fallen, I suppose.
Exactly.
Cut off, isn't it?
I did try rock climbing once.
Yeah.
There's a lovely cave out near Ambleside. I used to go on this music course up there, and they used to go and sing in the cave, but now it's been forbidden for health and safety because you had to cross a bit of water. But it was amazing singing in this cave up on Loch Creek, which is a hill near out this side.
What a shame.
The acoustics must have been good, I suppose. And you're not supposed to disturb, well, around this area, the greater horseshoe bat,
No.
which 22% of them exist in Fairy Quay Quarry alone. And there are only 5,000 population in the whole of the UK.
Because there's a whole bunch in Buckfastleigh in the caves there.
Yeah. Have you been to the Buckfastleigh caves?
Where's
Devon?
that? Devon? No,
Yeah.
no. I live around this area, so you
Yeah.
know, I can't get away too far. Okay. I was doing some YouTube caving yesterday, and we descended down the deepest mine in the world, 2,200 meters.
So where's that?
That's in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's over Russia kind of way, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Ukraine, I think, that direction.
Well, that sounds about right. They would send their slaves down there, maybe.
Yeah, and it's they're called pitches. They're kind of straight down. You have to abseil down these pitches, and the first one was 150 meters, which that was the short one, the warm up. They called that the warm up, and then you had the next one, which was, I think it was 400 meters or 500 meters, straight down again. You know, but the first people who went down there, they pegged the walls, and therefore there were carabiners and ropes already there for you. So you just kind of, it's like a freeway now. You can just go.
So what, they were just caves. They weren't mining. What were they mining down there?
No, these were just caves. There was nothing being mined in it. No. So it was naturally formed by the water erosion, you know, from the hillsides, and going straight down. And this has the deepest descent of all the caves, and it was eventually down to 2,200 meters, you know, which was the height of the hill itself. So that's
Well, I think after Thailand, nobody really would fancy caving, perhaps.
the Thailand one was a horizontal tube.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these ones are vertical, you know. So you can't really do it without any equipment, that's for sure. You need a bit more than a lighter and a pack of fags.
As a child, I grew up near the Peak District, and I remember going down some of the cabins there, and the guides telling us about caving students from Sheffield University going caving, and how one of them slipped down a crack and they just couldn't get him out. He was just completely and utterly stuck in the crack.
They had to leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had nightmares about that for so long because I just couldn't deal with the horror of that.
Yeah.
And what they did they send him down a cyanide tablet?
No, what happens is
What did they do?
you get weaker and weaker, and then your consciousness just gradually fades, and then that's it. You pass away quite
Quite quickly.
It's not quite quickly. It
No.
takes a few hours.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That quickly.
yeah. 6 hours or something like that. If you're wedged.
So it's not, you're not there for days and days to know what's happened to you.
Well, that depends. I heard that if you've got to be head first. If you're head first, then it's quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're feet first, you could probably last quite a long time. You know.
Yeah, you could. couldn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't want to dwell on that too much.
No, but you're doing virtual caving.
Yeah.
And we're not doing caving at all.
No. It's just fun to explore these areas, and then you use your imagination of
Yeah.
why people will even want to go in these places. Well, they discover new worlds, yeah, and they've trod where nobody's trodden before. It's all right if you've got the right equipment and the right team, and you know, and all of that.
I have done caving. I didn't enjoy it particularly, but I did feel quite safe because we had an experienced caver take us down the pothole.
Yeah. Yeah, it all depends what cave it is, really, doesn't it?
They took school kids down this one. I
Then,
reckoned it was fine.
yeah, I'd probably go into one like that. Yeah. In fact, I've joined up the group to go to the Banwell Bone Cave in
where's that?
that's in Banwell, which is over the other side of Burrington Combe.
Oh, okay.
Your neck of the woods, over near Weston-super-Mare, I suppose. And
I
it's
walked Burrington Combe, but I can't remember Banwell.
okay. It's a town on the foothill of the Mendips on the north side near Weston-super-Mare. And it's not normally open to the public.
Yeah.
But with this group, we can go in because a few people gather together. I still have to pay £15, but for that you can go into the cave, where the owner was quite eccentric back in the day. He allocated a captain to look after it, and he was very enthusiastic before he died. This was in the 1800s, I believe.
Yeah.
And he kept it going through adverse times and this and that. And then they turned it into a day out, if you like. They created a woods, a tower, and other things that I can't remember what they call them, but outhouses and things like that, you know. So, well, I don't really know much about it until I go and do it, really.
So Banwell Bones, is that because they found hyena bones?
That's right, rhinoceros and things like that back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
And they gathered all these bones together, and they created in the cave itself. He's made a whole wall out of the bones and stacked them up, you know.
Ah.
Yeah, Banwell Bone Cave.
Quite a lot of those sort of amateur enthusiast caves around open, well, some open to the public, some shut because the health and safety people are freaked out.
Well, it's the people that keep them going. It's the enthusiasm and the energy, isn't it?
Yeah. And then when they're told to do this, that and the other, get
Yeah, then they go, give us a grant and then we'll do it, yeah.
Yeah. Put a handrail and lights and look.
So did you come up Cheddar Gorge? No, you were over the top, weren't
We
you?
came over the top.
Charterhouse?
Yes.
It's beautiful Charterhouse, isn't it?
Yeah. And Ebor Gorge, we've just come
Yeah.
through Ebor Gorge.
Yeah.
Up on going through Priddy.
Priddy, yeah, loads of caves around Priddy. And mines and all of that.
Yeah, well, so the old
The village green was there, and then we found this
Victoria Pub.
Oh yeah, yeah.
corner.
Yeah, they had the festival there last month in the end of June. One of the Priddy festivals.
So I remember from living around this area, the old, I'm sure it was the Miners' Rest, was it? The old pub at Priddy. Something like that. It's just wonderful, but I don't think it's there anymore.
You got the Hunter's Lodge on Priddy on one of the crossroads, a bit further on the way to Wells. And in their parking lot, that's an American expression, they have a cave entrance there.
Really?
Yeah, and you wouldn't think it was just something that's bricked off and with a grid on the top, but it goes down to a network of caves, you know. Hunter's Lodge Cave. So there's a website, you can find out the location of all the caves,
Yeah.
which I do, and then I go and explore, you know, and just to find the entrance.
You don't go in.
No, that would be silly.
Thank you very much. Great that we met.
Yeah,
Because look, you can see it takes you on the road.
yeah. Wookie Hole. That's the way you went.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, that was much more exciting.
Well, thanks for a great video, ladies.
And you say to your wife,
I might do, yeah.
look, we met these funny ladies.